Hi, my name is Johnson-Hutchins. I'm an attorney from Alexander City, Alabama. You all probably remember me going on YouTube and informing you all about the injustices that occur in the municipal court of Gadsden up under Thomas Alexander King and Donald Gary Tucker, the city prosecutor. First of all, I want to thank you all for coming out and protesting to oust Judge King back on July 28th. We still have work to be done. I'm talking to you right now, asking you all to still be vigilant and still stick together. Very soon, we're going to get together and we're going to do another protest at the City Hall. It's in the hands of your City Council members at this point. They had the opportunity to do the right thing. We recently filed a lawsuit against the City of Gadsden for denying the public access to court proceedings in the municipal court of Gadsden. We have videotapes and we have emails where the Gadsden city officials were alarmed of this wrongdoing. We also have a videotape of a civil rights leader trying to go to court and observe criminal court proceedings in the municipal court of Gadsden. The reason why I'm with you here today is for one reason, is to inform you of your rights. The law is very clear. You're going to see a link to this video, which is going to have a letter written by the United States Department of Justice informing municipalities and courts, local courts like the City of Gadsden, that it's illegal to lock a person up simply because that person does not have the money, simply because that person does not have the financial resources to pay for a fine. As you know, for a long time, Judge King has totally disavowed the United States Supreme Court decisions going back to 1971, 1975, and 1959. He has locked people up because they cannot pay fines. He has not reduced fines. The letter from the Justice Department, it recommends that municipal courts set fines, or the way they impose fines. Fines are imposed on the ability of the individual that's before the court, their ability to pay. What that means is, instead of maxing the fines like Judge King typically does, instead of maximizing the fines on each count, what needs to be done is the fine needs to be reduced to a person's ability to pay. So if you make minimum wage and you have to pay for your light bill, you have to pay for transportation, you have to pay for child support, those are things that are factored in. The fine is not imposed as a means for the city to make money. The fine should have a purpose to deter you from doing a traffic violation or violating a municipal ordinance in the future. But too often the case is pay a stay, fine a time is imposed. So we're in the process of filing a lawsuit to get rid of that. I have documented evidence that shows people going in and out of the Etowah County Jail as a result of Judge King locking them up. Now, Councilwoman Tolles says she wants evidence. She wants proof. City council members, when I went before the Public Safety Committee, they wanted evidence and they wanted proof. And they went through the whole process of violating the First Amendment by not wanting the name of the individual who's violating the law to be mentioned. And not only that, the City Council, they take one of my clients, Mr. Lynn Leftwich, and they refuse to let him go to City Council meetings without having armed police escort to go to a City Council meeting. Just like everyone else, he goes to the City Council meeting, he goes through the metal detector, does not set off the alarm of the metal detector, so he does not have a weapon. But simply because he sent numerous emails telling the City Council members of the wrongdoing of Judge King and other municipal officials, they have scrutinized him and they have put all their energy on him to dissuade or prevent him from going to City Council meetings. So I've already talked to the city attorney and I asked him to cease and desist in doing that. So at this point, this week, we're suing the City Council. Ladies and gentlemen, the people spoke the day that they went to 1515 Campbell Avenue over in East Gadsden and to get rid of Judge King. But what the City Council was doing is they're delaying and they're denying. I have no other choice but to sue and litigate and keep on litigating. The mayor knows. All of them know. And they're saying that they want evidence and they want proof. What assurance did I have that they're going to change and they're going to do the right thing? It's going to take the public pressuring them. And it's going to take suing. It's going to take litigation. The city of Gadsden got a Dear Colleague letter, the one that you're going to have a link to some time ago. I talked to people within the Justice Department. I communicated with them, and they've reached out and they made attempts to extend an olive branch to the city of Gadsden. The tactics that Gadsden is using is the same tactics that the city of Ferguson used in Missouri. It's a way to generate revenue. Not only that, what you're going to see also is up under the Mandatory Treatment Act of 1990, if you're indigent, the city of Gadsden is supposed to pay for you to go through the whole court referral or color code system. But they don't do that. There should be a voucher system that you go through. So if you go to court and the judge appoints you an attorney because you can't afford an attorney, it's a no-brainer. You're supposed to get a voucher to get drug tested and to be monitored and get the treatment in the court referral color code system. But systematically and on endemic proportions, Judge King does not do that. So what ends up happening is you're arrested and you come back to court and you go through the same cycle again. Not only that, say if you fail to pay something and you didn't show up or whatever the case may be, instead of issuing an FTA warrant or failure to pay warrant out on you, you're supposed to be served a summons, which is a summons. You're supposed to be served by a peace officer or a process server to give a time, date, and place, and reason for you showing up to court. And when you come to court, if it's the possibility you going to jail, if that's contemplated, you must be appointed an attorney. Now, these are just a few reasons why Judge King should be dismissed and should never be on the court or any bench ever again. Now, I can go into the examples of where he say pay and say, find a time, say the drama for your mama, or having DHR to come up there and get mothers whenever their kids, whenever he locks their mothers up for not paying a fine, or haggling over $15. We have the evidence, we have the proof. We have over 1,100 pages for the year 2015 of folks that went in and out of Etowah County Jail. So what I'm asking you to do is this. Number one, if you get SSI, that's another thing. He cannot collect money off of you if you get Social Security Disability or SSI. So what I'm asking you, very simple, is to do this. I want you to message Leroy Otis, where this YouTube video is going to come from, and give instances of where if you've been locked up for inability to pay a fine because you got SSI and because you got disability. The law is clear. You cannot use other legal process in order to collect money off of people to get SSI and disability. Even the city of Gadsden. For personal SSI, no one can collect child support off of them. So what you have is the city of Gadsden taking the position that they're in a better position than children who deserve their child support. They're in a better position than children who can't collect child support off of their fathers or their mothers who get SSI. That's not the law. That's illegal. So I want you all to comment. I want you to share this link. And I want you all to keep your ears open, because very soon we need about 300 people to gather at the City Hall and push for the city of Gadsden to get rid of Judge King and Gary Tucker. There's rampant corruption and abuse of power within the city government. When you have a city council member who sits and says that he knows nothing about what was going on, but for 26 years he was a police officer for the city of Gadsden, that's passing the buck. That's not taking responsibility. We have evidence to show that he was in court when all this stuff went on. There's a deliberate indifference by the city of Gadsden and its officials not to do the right thing. So they want evidence. We got the evidence. But the assurance we have that this thing is going to change is by the people gathering together and us uniting to get rid of this, to get rid of Judge King and get rid of this revenue scheme. But I'm going to stress this point. What I need to know is, if you're out there, if you ever were locked up because you cannot pay a fine in Judge King's court, and you got SSI, and you got Social Security disability, but he locked you up, I need you all to speak. The other thing is, if you were forced to pay money out of your pocket for color code, for court referral, when the judge appointed a lawyer to represent you, but he had you to pay money out of your pocket for monitoring, please inbox, send messages to Leroy, because that's illegal. Mandatory Treatment Act says that's illegal. If you're indigent, you do not pay. But that's what Judge King does, and that's what the city of Gadsden does. All to get your money. So communicate with us so we can flood them with all the evidence that they could ever get. Thank you, and God bless you.